Hi, I'm Garnett Coleman, State Representative for the 3rd Ward area. It is an honor to be here today to cut the ribbon and unveil the signs for Emancipation Avenue, which was formerly known as Dowling Street, named for a Confederate major in the Confederate Army to spite people in the black community. It was formerly called East Broadway. And purposefully changed to Dick Dowling Street. What's important is this is about a community that was dissed when after it bought land to create a park called Emancipation Park. The street was changed to poke this community and the black community in Houston in the eye. 3rd Ward used to extend properly across 45 to the north. The reality is people built the 45 freeway through both 4th Ward and 3rd Ward, cutting them in half. This is the insult that we're trying to remedy. And the reality of it is the destruction of the community came a long time ago. And now what we're trying to do is rebuild this community for the people who live in it.
My name is Judson Robinson. I'm President and CEO of the Houston Area Urban League. Today's event is obviously a historical day in our city. To have the rightful name of this park and this street finally recognized as Emancipation is a significant milestone for our community. And I'm so thankful for all of the fighters of freedom and equality that we still have in our country and we have in this district. We're very fortunate to have the leadership that we do, and I'm proud to be a part of the ceremony today. We still have a building that's here on this street on Elgin Avenue at 2905 Elgin. So we're here. We've been here for the last 50 years. We'll continue to be in this community and be a proud part of the ongoing history of the 3rd Ward.
I'm just so happy to have a park in our neighborhood, in the 3rd Ward neighborhood, that have the street named at them and places that the kids can come and identify with some of the history, some of our history. I think this is a historical occasion, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Ronald Green, former Houston City Council member, former Houston City Controller. I'm excited about what's going on in Emancipation Park. I grew up here in 3rd Ward. I grew up swimming in this pool over here and playing in this park, and it's wonderful to have this as a catalyst for redevelopment in the neighborhood. And I'm excited to have worked on it as a council member and as controller, and now to see it as a private citizen. I can't wait to come back out here. I think the future of this neighborhood is going to be one in which that we have to control it. And when I say that, it means that we have to make sure that everybody from every walk of life and every socioeconomic status has an opportunity to own property here, to live here. So we can't just have, $1 million houses. We have to have some affordable housing here so that people can take advantage of these good schools that are around here. So if this is not guarded, we could have some problems. But I think that with this type of a board and with this type of an investment in the community, I think it shows that it's for everyone.
I live in this area, and I came to the event today to celebrate the freedom of our people, and it's a wonderful event. Very well attended, very well organized, a lot of activities, a lot of smiles and happy people just walking around, enjoying themselves and expressing their love for each other.
I lived in this area a few years, originally from Baltimore, Texas. I always like to come to this park, nice community park. It's even nicer now. They got a beautiful building out here, beautiful scenery, and even changed the streets to Emancipation. So that's a historical event down here in the 3rd Ward area. And I'm just grateful to come out here and relax and enjoy the park, and meet some more new people. It ain't like it used to be back in the 70s and 80s, but it's slowly changed, particularly on Alameda Road. And so they slowly making their way down here, I suppose. Eventually they're gonna get down here and probably build up some more black African-American businesses. And hopefully I'll be around to see that progress in action,
Hi, my name is Tiffany Ryan. I'm here for the Emancipation Park ribbon cutting. An amazing, amazing event. Beautiful park. I'm so excited to see how the community uses it. I'm out here today representing my father's company, Arvo Realty Advisors, in which we have a program called IMOC, Invest in My Own Community, which we are looking for the Southeast Houston District to come out and invest in their own community, buy properties, and develop commercial real estate. I think the change in this community is going to be remarkable. I think that the people in the community are going to start to get more involved and start to develop more and get more involved financially to keep this community their community.
Hello, I'm Brian Smith. I'm chairman of the Greater Southeast Management District, Houston Southeast, and I'm really honored to be here and just be a part of the renaming of Dowling Street to Emancipation Way. I really thank our leadership, Representative Garnet Coleman, Mayor Turner, our state representative, Garnet Coleman, who really wrote the legislature to start the management district and also the TERS, and also put a lot of us on the board. So there are a lot of people who work quietly and diligently to make sure this happened, and I'm just really grateful just to be a part of it. I'm looking forward to our kids using the park that live here in the community. I do see development going on all throughout the park, and one thing I did want to say is I really appreciate the leadership of our Congresswoman, Sheila Jackson Lee, who's really been a part of all the development going on here in Emancipation Park. But I see the park as being utilized by the people who live and work and play in the community, and hopefully you'll see me here as well.
I'm David Collins, Sr. I'm a civil engineer, and I grew up in 3rd Ward at the intersection of Bastrop and McGowan. And I roamed this area all during my teenage years. I attended Douglas Elementary, went to Jack Yates Junior Senior High, and then the Jack Yates Senior High. I remember walking up and down Dowling from 45 to Benz. And there was an old theater, the Dowling Theater, the Park Theater, and we enjoyed that theater. It was there for a long time. Also, I attended many of the churches along Dowling Street. On my graduation night, I went to the El Dorado Ballroom, which was a historical monument for the area. And of course, during my teenage years here, Wolf remained in the neighborhood. It never left. It always remained. It's here today. And this boulevard is a major historical site, and I'm so glad that the city has changed it to Emancipation, because I enjoyed coming to Emancipation Park during my teenage years. And this is a great venue, and it's an effort to preserve this historical place, because many of my ancestors came along the same road and sacrificed to build such a facility. And I've worked on this area. I designed Dowling Street. A portion of it has been built, and hopefully the remainder will be built sometime in the future. But it's a great historical monument, and we should look forward to cherishing this for years.
Reverend Ray Martin, founder and director of the Progressive Amateur Boxing Association. I'd just like to say that I couldn't be more excited about the funds that have been put into redo the Emancipation Park. I think they've done an outstanding job, and I think it's a long time coming, but it has finally gotten here, and it is indeed a beautiful sight to witness and to take and to be a part of. But I'm just excited about being a part of it on some level.
I came to Houston, Texas in 1959. Then I went to Vietnam. Then I came back. I remember the main avenue was Dowling Street. Now I love that new name, Emancipation Avenue, because as I came back from Vietnam, I found out that was a Confederate name, Dowling. 3rd Ward is building back. It had lost all the soul of it. El Dorado, Emancipation Park, and the housing industry. I think Emancipation Park will help the young people to hold on to what most essential, that's land and housing.
I grew up in General, Louisiana. I've been down here about 50 years. I think they made a a nice change in Third Ward, and I see better things to come. And I hope everything be successful in life for all the young folks that coming up today.
I'm here enjoying the festivities. I'm returning again today. I was here on Saturday, and I brought my sister back with me. I'm a historian, and I tell you, I am so excited about the Emancipation Park. We should have everybody out here on today because we're celebrating our history.
I'm attending this event for the community. Beautiful event. Many resources available to folks my age. It's good to see so many folk out, and we'll be coming here to exercise and meet other folk from the community. Enjoy our time. We love this whole affair. This is one of the greatest things that has happened in Third Ward in a long time. Been in Third Ward for came to Houston in '64, lived in Third Ward, moved a bit. After a while, came on back to Third Ward.
Hi, I'm Gerald LeBeau, and I'm on the board for Friends of Emancipation. We're very proud and glad that the event is going on very successful. We did the street naming this morning. That was very powerful, and it showed our quest for freedom and our continued need for us to do bigger and better things in our community. The event is going on wonderful. There will be entertainment going on throughout the day. There will be businesses here so that they can get with their constituents, and we're just going to do some powerful things here at the park. It's more than the park, it's the people. It's about you and I, so let's bring this to the highest plateau that we can go.
I'm Gerald Womack. I'm president of Womack Development Residential and Commercial Real Estate Firm. It's such an excitement today for me, who was raised up on the corner of Truxella and Dowling, and my family would come to the Emancipation Park as a young age. But it's more exciting to know with all the development and gentrification that's going on in the Houston community, that now there is a park that has the history of the Emancipation Park, and that we can, in Houston, we can claim this park as our park. It's a community park with all different groups and nationalities could come to, but exceptionally it tells the history of this community and the state and this nation.
Hi, my name is Hina Musa. I'm the Executive Director of Houston Southeast, formerly known as Greater Southeast Management District. I'm extremely excited to be involved in this effort of changing the street signs, of being involved with the name change from Dowling to Emancipation, and of course being involved with the Juneteenth effort. This is a monumental occasion, and I'm really excited to be a part of it, and I'm excited to see what happens in the future and how Houston Southeast can promote this area, get businesses on Emancipation Avenue, spur the development in this area, and help the community in any way we can.
Well, this day, Juneteenth, is very special for the park simply because the land was purchased with Juneteenth in mind. The people wanted to have land that they owned and controlled so that they could celebrate their liberty, they could celebrate their emancipation, they could have programs and activities that allow them to enrich their culture, develop their minds, and ensure that their forward progression was positive and that would in fact allow them to move into society with dignity and with power.
It's a pleasure and honor to be in Emancipation Park for this occasion in our community. It is still vibrant, it is still a joy, and it's still a blessing to be in this area where I was raised as a young man. It was called Black Love when I came up. People knew you and knew your parents, they knew your uncle, your sister, brother. If you came by, they saw you, you had an issue, they took an interest in you, and they also would check you if you were out of line. They didn't need to call the police on you. They would check you out of line. There's certain things you would not do, and certain things that you might be seen doing something and you out of line, or before they made a phone call, they get on you because they cared about you. I've never been in the penitentiary because coming to this park kept me with activities to do, competition, molded me and helped me be strong and a competitor. And just the joy of being able to come to Emancipation Park and see my friends and meeting new friends and maturing, just growing up. The experience it was a blessing. The new young black men coming behind us, they're gonna have to be responsible for everything they say and everything they do. Whether they're guilty or not guilty, they're gonna have to be responsible for everything they do and everything they say. And they definitely gonna have to represent themselves like men, and they're gonna have to hold their pants, tie their pants with belts on, and be able to stand like a tree instead of leaning like a bush. I went to at that time, it was the Dowling Theater. It's no longer, the building's not there anymore. I also went to the Lincoln Drive-In. We also went, it was a lot of things. From here all the way downtown, it was vibrant. The only mistake that they made is that they rented for 20 and 30 years. They did not buy the buildings. So hopefully we'll have some entrepreneurs that have some money or some capital, and they can come and buy some buildings and create a black entrepreneur enterprise on Dowling like it should be in 2017 for the ones that are not scared.
I think that they have did a fabulous job with the park. I think that it will really bring a lot of togetherness and community support to the Houston area.
My brother, he used to play ball over here when we was young, and my grandfather, he was a slave. So I'm glad to be here to be enjoying this great day on the 19th.
I'm Abim Poma from Ghana, West Africa, and I thank you all for making this a great occasion for us all. We pray that you continue to keep up this place so that whenever we come from West Africa, we can see where our people were sent and what they have come out of it. God bless you all. Thank you so much.
I'm an intern with the Emancipation Conservancy. I'm just here as a volunteer. I grew up in Missouri City, Texas, so I'm just here to make sure the event goes good and enjoy the activities.
I'm part of Swing 5 Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated. We're here in Emancipation Park today, and it's really nice. I'm volunteering in the game zone, and it's a really nice experience.
And I'm a member of Swing 5 Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated. I actually grew up on the north side of Houston in Northwood Manor, and we're over here volunteering at Emancipation Park, and it's a really fun event, and you can tell like they have a lot of stuff for kids for them to participate in. So I'm really happy to be here, and it's really fun.
I'm here with Swing 5 Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated. I'm here at the Emancipation Park event. I'm glad I'm here because I get to have fun volunteering at the game spot, helping out with the kids and stuff. I really think this is a good event, and I'm glad that we see black people coming together. I'm from Chicago. I meant to say that. I grew up in Chicago. I didn't grow up in Houston. I'm down here for college at Texas Southern University.
I was born and raised out here in 3rd Ward. I grew up and graduated from Jack Yates High School. I left here and went into the military. I'm a disabled veteran. And the park, what they're doing with this park is awesome. This is the heart of 3rd Ward. And what I'm seeing now is I'm seeing a lot of high-rises being built. And from what I gather, property taxes are going to go up. And I have a feeling that they're going to push people of color out because we can't afford the property taxes. And they're going to start building high-rises. But I think what they're doing here is awesome. It's something positive that's going to pour into the lives of our young black children.
This is Preston Allen from Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church. We are so excited to be here to support the Emancipation Proclamation and opening of the park and all that has happened with regard to Emancipation Park. We know that June 19th is a significant day in our history, and we don't take it for granted for what is being done. We're proud to be here. We're proud to stand behind this great Emancipation Park project.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Elwin Lee, Vice President for the University of Houston. I grew up in 3rd Ward in Isabella, went to Blackshear and Miller and Yates. And so it's a very proud moment to see the park being renovated and seeing the avenue getting its rightful name that reflects a history that is really precious to all of us. I want to say that the University of Houston under Chancellor Renu Couture has committed to partnering with the organizations in the residents' Third Ward to ensure that the residents have, as Gunny Comer said, the very best, and that it be a neighborhood for all people, but especially for the people that currently live here, that they not be moved out. And so it's a wonderful day, and congratulations to all of those who contributed to making this happen.
Well, my name is Phil Freelon. I'm the architect for Emancipation Park. I'm the design director for Perkins and Will, North Carolina. We've been involved with the project since 2010, but the project goes much deeper than that. It goes back to 1872 when the four formerly enslaved Africans pooled their resources together to buy the land, 11 acres. It's just an incredible story throughout history, up through the 20s, 30s, and 40s, into the Jim Crow era, 80s and 90s when the park, quite honestly, was in disrepair. And now to have the infusion of capital from various state government and local Houston City elected officials supporting this, we've been able to renovate the buildings and add a brand new recreation center. And I'm just proud to have been involved with it. The OST Alameda Tours group has been incredible to work with. The mayor and the community. At the start of the project, we decided to gather information and meet with the community leaders and just regular residents to ask them what this park should be, and to listen and incorporate some of those ideas, which we did. So for me, it's just been an incredible honor. Thank you.
We're just so happy to be able to be a part of this effort to ensure that the park and the neighborhood continues for future generations. We are very thankful for the people who came before us and all the work that they did to make this the first park in the state of Texas and the city of Houston. And now we're looking forward to future generations being able to be a part of this park and this community and to move forward for the next generations. When I was younger, the park was nice. It was the only park we could go to in the city of Houston at that time because of segregation. But it was a place where you could come and you could have picnics and celebrations and bring the children, and the families could come. And so up until integration came along in the 1960s, this was the only park in the city of Houston in which we were able to be partakers in the park system. However, to me, it's important that we don't lose the fact in all of that we were the first park in this state. Coming right out of slavery for men and women to have the vision to know that there needed to be a community place that they could take their families to, and they could have celebrations, and that they could have a place that was their own because they couldn't go other places. And to have that kind of vision, to know once that they could buy the land. This land was formerly owned by a white gentleman who my grandfather knew and had a relationship with, as my grandfather was not only a minister, but he was also a businessman in the community as well. And so he met a lot of people, he built relationships, and this man was willing to sell him this property. But he was an unselfish man, and so he didn't want to just buy it for himself. He wanted it for the community. And so he and the Antioch Church and Reverend Dibble at the Trinity Church got together, and they started pooling their money and their resources to be able to make this happen. And then they had boards of businessmen rather than the church being the owner of the property.
the community became the owner of the property. And that's very unselfish, because we have to learn how to be that unselfish to make sure that we do things for the community, not just for ourselves. And so now today we have community leaders who are moving forth in that direction to be and do things for the community. It doesn't matter who gets the credit for it. It's all about getting it done, because the community will benefit in the end.